Today we're making these delicious, super moist strawberry cupcakes with strawberry buttercream on top and tiny little strawberry pieces and a dash of mint for some garnish. They're really cute and easy, and they are so delicious. You might not be sharing. Okay, let's get started. Taking some beautiful strawberries and cutting them up into pieces that may be like 1/4 of an inch big. I don't want to have huge, big chunks because there's so much juice in them, they're going to make the cake soggy. So we're gonna have nice little pieces of strawberry mixed in. I'm gonna add those to my measuring cup so I can just measure as I cut. Starting this delicious cupcake off by sifting the dry ingredients together. So 1 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour, a heaping teaspoon of baking powder, a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Tap it in there. You don't have to sift ingredients, but it doesn't hurt. It also helps mix things, and you're never gonna get a lump of salt or sugar stuck in case they're lumpy stuff. Give it a whisk to mix it all up. 1 cup of granulated sugar, and I'm mixing this up. Mix, 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 mix. And now we'll set aside. I am the king of forgetting sugar, but normally it happens with my chocolate cakes for some reason. I don't know. Let's just remember the sugar, it's important. All right, we're setting aside our dry ingredients, and now onto the wet. 3/4 of a cup of basically melted butter. I used to do room temperature, but honestly, I never remember to bring the butter out, so it's just easier to melt it in the microwave. This isn't one of those recipes where you're frothing it up with the sugar or whipping egg whites. It's really simple and delicious. 1/4 cup of whole milk that I warmed up as well. It's nice to have warm ingredients when you're making a batter because it means you're not putting ice cold things into the oven and it'll bake up quicker. 1/2 cup of sour cream. You know I'm a big sour cream fan, you've got to put in your recipes. And now my 1/4 cup of strained strawberry preserves. 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 3 egg whites. If you want to use whole eggs, you can. People always ask about whole eggs. I actually love egg yolks, but I don't love the yellow color they impart on a white or pink cake. I want this cake to be like nice and pink and light and fresh. So the yolks are going to be used for maybe like a curd, like a lemon curd I can make tomorrow. Now I'm adding in the zest of a lemon, and I want to warn you that it's important to have a nice zester. I had one before, by the way, and I bought it new from the store, and it was so dull. When I returned it, I actually used it on my face like this. I'm like, look, this doesn't do anything, because it didn't touch, no abrasions. This one's like razor blades, so be careful with that. Okay, end of my tangent. You can add more zest, less zest, skip the zest. I love lemon in almost everything, and I love like a lemon strawberry combo. Anything lemon is amazing. Now we're gonna whisk our wet ingredients together. And you can see a very, very faint pink color from the strawberry preserves I used, but that's not good enough, especially since this will be on Instagram. So yeah, we're gonna add a little bit of food coloring, but just like a touch of a drop of soft pink food coloring. I'm gonna add the food coloring onto my knife and then swipe that in so I can be aware of how big a drop I'm using. Okay, that's a nice believable pink. Remember, the key is to have a believable color. Will a real strawberry give you this? No, they turn like brown when you bake them most of the time. But you want it to be like, that could be from a strawberry, not like radioactive pink. That's not tasty. I'm adding my wet ingredients into the dry, and I'm gonna give it a whisk before those strawberries go in. I added some more pink food coloring at the last moment, but it's fine. It looks a little bright right now, but the other one was soft pink, and it'll fade a bit during baking, so it's all up to you. Last step is to add in my almost a cup, it's like 3/4 of a cup of strawberry pieces. I didn't want huge chunks of strawberry because that would be like a soggy mess, and as it is, we're running right on the edge of how moist something could be. Ooh, so pretty, and it smells delicious. Transfer the batter using an ice cream scooper or just use a spoon. Bake at 350 for about half an hour or until the centers are springy and set. This is a very moist cupcake, as I've told you before, so you've really got to give it a little bit of time. My cupcakes are out of the oven and took almost half an hour. They're so moist, it's like right on the edge of like being just too much, but I think it's just right. I want to show you what they're like on the inside. Take a look at this. Do you see those strawberry pieces in there? They're basically liquid, but so delicious. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Oh, you don't actually need buttercream, but we're gonna do it anyways. Okay, we're gonna get started by creaming 1 cup of unsalted room temperature butter. Adding in a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. That's all mixed, and now I'm gonna sift in about a pound to maybe a pound and a half of confectioner sugar. The amount of sugar that you add is totally up to you, really. You could just put butter on top and it'd be delicious. Or you can mix in more or less sugar if you want it sweeter or thicker or whatever. And if you don't like American buttercream, try Italian buttercream out. You can click up for the link on that. It's really tasty. I make it all the time and it pipes beautifully. You can also make a big batch and then either freeze it or keep it in the fridge and then let it come to room temperature and whip it up and use it later. Always nice to have things on hand. I just want to show you the enemy of all buttercreams. It's these little balls of sugar. They will clog up all of your beautiful piping tips and just ruin the texture. Taste, meh, but the texture and the appearance will be marred, which nobody wants. Covering this with a tea towel, and let's get started. If you're wondering, the tea towel prevented any sugar cloud situation from happening. That can fly all over the place and just make a mess. Tea towels to the rescue. Just scraping the bowl down, standard procedure for mixing. Just adding a touch bit of sugar in. I actually like the taste of just butter with a little bit of sweetness, but the consistency is not at all right for piping. This is bringing our total for sugar to about a pound and a half to a pound and 3/4. Now, close, tea towel, back to mixing. Okay, that consistency looks way better now. Kind of thick, but we still have to add in our strawberry preserves. So let's take about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of strawberry preserves, add it in there. Go back to mixing. So, just like with the batter, we're gonna add a little bit of soft pink food coloring. This is gonna be just a swipe from your toothpick. Give it a mix and we'll have a believable pink. I'm adding some more of the strawberry jam in now because I wanna amp the flavor up. This takes my total to 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna give this a taste test with one of my sacrificial cupcakes to see what it's like. The things I go to for you. When it comes to decorating the cupcake, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to pipe, you can just smear it on, good to go. But I will be using a large closed star tip, which gives you like a really nice pile with a lot of ridges and texture. It'll look nice. This is what that tip looks like up close, just so you can see. And it's an 858 tip. One of my pet peeves in piping is getting air bubbles in the piping bag and also getting like oozing things on, like, it's so messy. It drives me crazy because I'm kind of a messy person, but I don't like it. My solution, which is wasteful, but it is what it is to put the buttercream in one piping bag, squeeze it into the piping bag with the piping tip, and I feel like that gives you a really even fill and reduces some of the bubbles. Now, be crazy and fill the piping bag from this other piping bag. And you can hear those bubbles. Let's do a test right now and see what that looks like. So I'll hold it and perfect. I'm gonna top this off with, I think, some strawberry pieces, something to show everyone, hey, this is a strawberry cupcake. Also, you can eat it, it's like a nice fresh strawberry on top. If you can get your hands on some tiny little baby strawberries, go ahead and use those. They'll be perfect just to sit on top of your cupcakes. If you can't get a hold of those, like I couldn't, find regular strawberries, and then you're gonna cut the tip off and slice it like this. Slice the tip off, cut thin slices vertically, and we'll use 3 of those on top of the strawberry, along with a tiny little sprig of mint. Right, using your 858 tip, squeeze out that buttercream and don't lift the tip too much. Just move it side to side and slowly let the buttercream bring the tip up. Add a fan of your 3 beautiful little strawberry pieces and finish off with a sprig of mint. I've been eating these throughout the filming of this video, and I will continue eating these. They're delicious. I mean, the strawberry moisture, sweetness, zing situation is out of control. I really hope you could try the recipe out. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.